Right, here we are. Welcome back, everyone. Full crew tonight. Very happy about that. Um, and there's a lot that's going to happen tonight, so I'm just going to dive straight in. All right. Um, Megs, you were not around last night, but it was an interesting time. There was a dinner party at which only two of you attended. South, Gideon, and Andrea, of course. Um, but the rest of you kind of did your own thing. Otmar, Aiko, in the company of Captain Lin and Captain Throop, went back to the ship because Aiko wanted to change his shoes for dinner, apparently. Accompanied by a couple of guards, you were escorted back to your ship. Aiko, accompanied by one of the guards, entered the ship to recover a certain vial tucked away in one of your work boots. Thankfully, the vial was still there. However, the guard escorting you saw it, and things began to unravel from there. Um, Aiko put on his best impression of a bioterrorist and threatened him and the entire colony with this bioweapon if he did not comply. So, with a successful manipulation roll or command, I can't remember which one it was exactly, you managed to convince this guard to lay down his weapon. And not only that, you managed to sedate him, convincing him that he was already exposed. And so he gave him an antidote, which was really just a bunch of sleeping pills. So with a very groggy guard now and his pulse rifle, you exited the ship where Otmar had a confrontation of his own with the remaining guard, who attempted to keep Otmar's kind gesture of his signature item. And Otmar was going to have none of that. And almost came to blows. Luckily, Otmar, you managed to recover it before that happened.
He did. His
But
cigar punch. I just gave him a sniff. I want to keep it.
it was just a misunderstanding. And you all see being lowered back down out of the wicket. Aiko, now carrying the pulse rifle with a very sleepy, almost knocked out guard, kind of just slumped over beside him. In the meantime, at dinner, South and Gideon, you discussed your options with the elders of the survivors, the cliff dwellers here. Um, they offered you a choice. They offered you help, in fact. Once, um, actually, you both of you are actually quite cagey. At South, you were particularly cagey about the truth. It wasn't until Andrea innocently revealed who actually destroyed Baxter's Reach and who was coming and on their way, inadvertently revealing the entire truth to these elders, with the exception of that black goo that Aiko is busy recovering. The elders now understand the threat that they face. They have coming towards them likely the children of the two divines, a fanatic cult that seems to worship the xenomorphs, in search of uh, a refugee whose ship crashed into their planet. They also have the Ionla approaching, the Great Mother Mission, who for some reason decided to nuke Baxter's Reach, another threat. And then on top of that, you discover that on board the crashed ship of the refugee, there is a pod pod, very similar to the ones perhaps that you found within that plant back on Baxter's Reach. So they have pleaded with you, the elders, to help them. If the Great Mother Mission nuked Baxter's Reach because of this threat, if you could eliminate this threat for them before they arrived, they would have no reason to destroy their colony. So you can kill several birds with one stone. To go to the crash ship, turn off the transponder, hopefully soon enough so that the children of the two divines cannot track the ship. Secondly, destroy the pod on board, removing any cause or reason for the Yanla to destroy this colony. And third, they'll help you by provisioning you with 4 armed escorts to ensure your safety. After having possibly struck a deal, the elders, you return back to your quarters to discuss this further with your friends. Unbeknownst to you, Aiko had different plans. Megs, you stayed behind during dinner, perhaps not feeling well. With you, I'm just gonna move these individuals off to the side as they were off at dinner. It was just you and Chikondi, the
You
refugee.
did leave out one important detail. They did shoot somebody on the ship who was nearly fatally wounded.
That's true. What was his name? Mitch. Mitch?
You
It
know,
was Mitch.
you're acting like Aiko's some wild cowboy. They shot us. I
Yeah.
mean, he is.
So there is also one of the crew members from the Wicket also recuperating from a gunshot wound within this your quarters. I'm going to start with you, Megs. As you sit there in your quarters with Chikondi, you see him closed eyes, hands clasped in prayer. He's kind of rocking back and forth. He's mumbling something under his breath, ignoring you for the most part, until his eyes fly open and he stares straight at you, Megs, and the kind of crazed look in his eyes. We are all in danger. She is here. She has found me. And he's kind of kneeling right now, and he just crawls and hands and feet, scampers as quickly as he can towards you, Megs, and grabs onto your pants. Help me.
Easy. We don't need any of this grabbiness, I think. Who found you?
Mother Michaela. She's here. And he continues. Now he's not only grabbing your pants, he's kind of wrapped his arms around your legs and he's holding on as if for dear life.
How do you know that she's here? How do you know? Speak.
He turns his head, and under a tuft of hair, you see a little implant at the back of his head. Behind his left ear.
She tries to push him away.
Can you make a close combat roll for me, please? You want to push your roll?
No.
All right. try to push Chikonde away, but as you do so, he just holds on even tighter. He's effectively grappled you. You're unable to move now.
What do you suggest?
We must run. We're not safe here. We should go into the jungle.
Into the jungle. Not safe there either. Doesn't strike me as a... Listen, you need to calm down. I need you
No, you
to
don't.
calm...
You don't understand. She will kill me. She will kill you. She will kill your friends. She will kill everybody. Or worse. So much
You
worse.
understand? But reacting like this isn't going to settle this. We've got to get to others. Got to find my friends.
We don't have time. We must go now.
You must go now if you must. I'm not following you. But I would highly recommend you follow me.
He kind of backs away at this. Can you make a manipulation check for me, please?
There is safety in numbers. Running off into the woods by yourself or just the two of us is not an answer.
He backs away. You can tell he's debating if he should just bolt and run for it himself or stay. His glance shifts from you to the door and then back at you.
You can go if you wish, but I
No.
warn you, it's not the safe answer.
Then we must find your friends and quickly. We must leave before she arrives. And I'll say it's about that time when Gideon, South, and Andrea, you guys are returning from your short dinner. You guys are expecting the food to be delivered to your quarters. And Chikonde looks up. There, your friends have arrived. Let us depart now.
South. Gideon. I think we have a problem.
I think we've got more than a problem.
That's something to do with the weirdo, crazy person on the ground?
Yeah, have a look at this. And she'll point to the whatever this beaconish thing is.
Yeah, it just looks like a small little disc behind his left ear that's beeping, like has a small little red blinking light on it.
Oh, what is that? Is that like a tracker?
Seen enough movies to know red blinking light ain't good.
No.
He's freaking out. He says this is a sign. Go on, tell them.
Mother Michaela, she's coming. I can hear her. She calls for me. She searches for her children.
She
We
calls.
must.
She calls through you through that thing in the back of your head. What exactly is that?
Gross.
Touches the device back there and says, I can hear her. I can hear Mother Michaela.
Like in your brain?
It's a prayer being answered.
Who else knows you have that thing in your head?
No. Nobody. And he looks around quickly for something and pulls out like a beanie. Just throws it over his head.
what were to happen if we were to remove it in the prayers?
You could do such a thing.
Sure, somebody might be able to help you. I could
He
try.
pulls the beanie off, and he literally kneels in front of you, holding his head down so you could access.
Did not expect him to do that.
Oh, okay. You want to do it right here? Okay.
I'm assuming that would probably be comm tech to remove something. That
Well, tell me how you want to remove it.
Do we just
What I'll do is
No,
I'll let
like-
you make a medical aid or ComTech check to see if you can discern the nature of this device first before you decide how you want to tackle it.
I have nothing. I was thinking just like a sharp object and just dig it out.
That is so
I mean,
fair.
South is a prospector. He don't, computers are not his forte. Brute force. I'll do medical aid maybe. Let's try
All
that.
right. Oh wow, 2 whole days. Nice.
Nah, nothing.
It just you got a jackknife. You can pry that sucker right out of there.
There, doctor on this rock. I'm not sure that's the wisest thing.
Can I try take a look at it real quick, South, before you try and give him a lobotomy?
South will back away. So please help me out here, Gideon. I don't have a clue.
Okay, I will do medical aid. We'll see what that gives us.
Much
Right.
better.
Thank God. You take a closer look at this thing stuck in the back of this individual's head, and you realize what you're seeing is just like the tip of an iceberg. Whatever it is, it goes deep into his skull and into his brain. To remove it requires some amount of surgery.
Okay,
I should say to remove it safely.
would it be possible to make like a signal blocker or something? Because I don't think I have enough to be able to pull that sucker out.
Could wrap it in tinfoil.
True, yeah. Put a magnet near it and it should be fine.
All right, I'll let you make another contact check then. See if you can figure out, and you can apply 1 extra die to it because you had 2 successes on your first medical aid check.
Ooh. Nope.
Push.
Fuck it. It's early in the session. Might as well.
All right. With that push, you get 1 success on your stress die. But you think, you're not 100% sure, but you think that if you do find something like lead or maybe even tinfoil or some sort of metal that might interfere with the signal, maybe, because it is likely some sort of radio signal that he's receiving. And if you could somehow block that, that could be a way.
So, Gandhi, I don't think we're gonna be able to get this out of your head. This sucker's like in there. But how do you feel about trying on a tinfoil hat?
There's not a lot of tinfoil, unfortunately, around you.
Oh man.
Our food wouldn't be wrapped in tinfoil. Keep it warm, maybe.
Maybe on the ship. If you go back to
Uh-oh.
the ship. Yeah, you might have foil on the ship.
Oh no.
Seth will say, if we try to maybe like block it or something, maybe wrap it in something.
I mean, I could give that a shot, but there's not a whole lot of stuff around here. Unless,
About the ship.
oh man,
And,
well, for food, I guess.
I used to watch these old shows with my dad, and they used to wear these tinfoil hats to keep the aliens from scanning their brainwaves. Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I'm grasping at straws here.
Maybe Aiko can also look at this and find a way to short circuit it, even if temporarily.
I'm a little worried if we let I go anywhere near this thing, this guy might get an actual lobotomy.
Corporate training.
Please. He's stop the voices. Stop the voices. And he starts holding his head in his hands and he's just rocking back and forth.
I think we just let South give it a go. Look, he's suffering.
I mean, I could at least let's go back to the ship and see what we can scrounge up before we jump to severing this thing from a man's brainstem.
I could, I'd, I've never really killed a innocent person before. I'd feel kind of bad if something went wrong if I was just digging around the side of his skull with a pocket knife.
Yeah, and I feel like our weirdo cultist friend might not like it all that much, so let's at least try and scrounge something up before jumping
Yes.
to the worst possible conclusion.
Especially with no anesthesia. I mean, he'd be screaming.
This shit ain't fun,
The
man.
whole town would be on top of us, and then everybody would know about whatever this is. I say, maybe ask Aiko, or at least go to the ship and maybe find something, anything.
Sure, I can scrounge something up to help him out. Shouldn't be too bad. What's the worst that could possibly happen?
Let's just not let Aiko know we're like asking him for help for once.
I would prefer to just not ask him at all, but okay.
There is another option.
Oh God, if you say cut this man's head off.
All I'm saying is if what he says is true,
I mean, what if whatever, like the ship reacts to whatever's in his head? He is refusing to come with us. Maybe, I don't know, his head could be kind of useful, Mags. I don't know. Let's just
Just
deal
trying
with
to-
one problem at a time.
I'm just being practical here. I'm thinking about you and our survival. Oh, and Andrea too.
Me and Andrew are not on speaking terms right now.
I appreciate that, Mags. Let's not just chop random people's heads off first, though, please.
Maybe, like I said, maybe we block the signal, and maybe he'll come to the ship with us. Maybe. It's a long shot, but
I don't blame him for not wanting to come.
You can see Chikondi at this point in time. You guys are talking about chopping his head off right beside him, and he doesn't seem to care. He is so distracted by what's going on in his mind right now.
Ooh, this guy's out of it.
we don't have a surgical bay or a medical thing on our little tin can on our little tugboat.
I don't think so. I think it's really just a first aid kit, and that's it.
Look, all I'm saying is that chip in its head, it's tipping our hand to whoever's holding the high cards. We can't afford this kind of tell at the table. What are we doing?
Let's try and block the signal first, and then maybe we'll think about cutting his head off.
Yeah, Max, I don't know if I could just kill somebody in cold blood. I mean, distraught or not. I mean, just doesn't. I
Fine,
don't know.
that's 2 versus 1. You win, but you ask me, it's time to cash him out permanently.
we'll cross that bridge if it comes to that bridge. But hopefully, maybe we just isolate signal, and maybe he'll come back around and not be so just erratic.
He is rocking
Suit
back and
yourselves.
forth now, mumbling in some language you do not understand. Eyes closed. You can see sweat starting to form on his forehead. He is in
think it's time to
fervent
go.
prayer. Okay. Y'all get up and go.
I just had a
Uh,
really bad thought cross my head, but yeah, I got.
Is Andrea staying behind, or is she coming
Andrew's,
with too?
Andrew's going to stay behind and watch over the crew member that's wounded.
Okay.
Mitch.
I mean, I can tell my lies without being corrected.
This is a mistake. She's mumbling the whole time. They're like rushing out of here. He's broadcasting our position like a busted slot machine, spilling coins all over the place. Let's move.
But Mags, you don't know that. Maybe he says it's praying to him, whatever's in there.
Plus, people aren't coin slot machines. I don't know why you keep calling them that.
There's that too.
See.
All right. So as the four of you start making your way to the ship, you see the one guard over here still just kind of eyeing you. He looks back at the cabin, decides to follow you guys.
Honestly, I got more important things to worry about. That works.
It's about the time you guys are about to cross this rope bridge here. You're standing there trying to figure out how you're going to get Chikonde across in this state of fervor that he is in. And when you see one of the other guards running back, out of breath, and when he sees the four of you standing there, he freezes halfway across the bridge. His gun is slung over his shoulder. He can't hold his gun and stand on this swaying rope bridge at the same time. And he says, he sees the guard behind you. Luke. Terrorists. They're here to kill us. And the guy behind you immediately pulls his weapon down. I'm going to switch back to the ship. Sorry, were you going to say something, Megs? You sure?
Yep, go for it.
Okay. Back at the ship, Aiko, you have a pulse rifle in your hand. You have a very sleepy guard next to you, and this guy has surrendered his gun to Otmar. And he's kind of taken a step back, has his hands up. But you do know that he yelled at another guard that was approaching to warn the others.
I'm just gonna walk over to Electo and Captain Lin. He's gonna hand him his pulse rifle and say, "Get this bird fired up. We'll be back in a few minutes."
Captain Lin takes the gun. Captain Throop makes her way to the platform to go into the ship, and she looks at you, Aiko, and says, "Is this your plan? To
Part A.
tear?" No. He looks at you. That vial that you're so cavalierly waving around, that can kill millions of people. Do you realize that?
Well, who would you rather have it right now? Us or these monkeys?
Madman walks past you to get onto the ship. Captain Lin looks very happy to have a gun in her hands.
Just be ready to fly when everybody comes back.
So we dusting off? Is that it? Gonna wait for the others or just go?
I have an idea, but I want to give everyone at least the illusion of choice. So I'm going to allow input from the rest of the team.
That's very fine of you.
Do you know how to use that thing, by the way?
This rifle? I prefer to use my hands for most things, but I mean, I could use it if I had to.
Aiko wants to see how accurate you are. He's a little nervous because you are about to be his bodyguard. Is there like a small target within range that he could shoot at, like a can or a twig or something? I don't know.
Yeah, there's lots of stuff around that you could shoot at.
Aiko's gonna point at something like somewhere near the pond. He's gonna point at like a frog or something.
I'm not gonna discharge a weapon right now. Are you insane? Do you know what's happening right now?
You know, I used to have the most elite bodyguards that would cost.
He takes the gun, he throws it at Aiko.
Oh,
Use your own damn gun.
well, I don't know how to use this fucking thing. Whatever. Aiko's just gonna like sling it awkwardly around him, like almost like it's like this way across.
Cosplaying as a terrorist. You look great, Aiko.
We're freedom fighters. Now let's get the rest of the crew.
I gotta go help fire up that bird. We're really dusting off. That's why I was asking.
Well, I don't want to go. Okay, Lynn, come with me. Otmar's gonna stay with the ship.
No, I don't think so.
Oh. I'm not going back alone.
Hey, this is your bed.
So there was no plan, was there?
Oh, well, there's a plan. There's a plan. Always a plan.
So, I understand you have a vial of goo. Is that reading between the lines here? I wasn't on the ship, but it was in your boots, wasn't it? Yeah, I kind of had a notion. Let me guess. You put them on, and the guard saw what you did. A shocker. I never would have foreseen that. So,
Look.
do you smuggle it on Gideon's? What is it with you in this thing?
Look.
Roop is right. It's death. You should dispose of it.
I'll tell you what. You get me off this backwater bucket of a planet, and you can have the vial. In the meantime, this thing is the only thing keeping us alive. Let me tell you, it's about to get us some very fine ships. You see, these people here, they're about to be recruited in the divine fight against these Sisters of Brotherhood or whatever. But they're bringing ships much better than this tin can. And we are going to usurp those ships for our purposes.
Oh my goodness. It sounds lovely. I'll go warm up the bird.
Captain Lynn just kind of, she's like popped out the the cartridge for the rifle, looks at it, sees it's full up, pops it back in, looks down the sights, and as she does so, she kind of puts you in her sights, Aiko. This makes a pow sound.
Are you done? Can we get back to work, please? We're not getting paid overtime here.
I ain't dying for you, sir. And she just starts walking away with the gun.
Well, Aiko will just start walking back. He's gonna leave the passed out guard on the ground, but the scaredy cat guard, he's gonna be like, "All right, just take us back to camp."
You see Captain Lynn. She's about halfway through this field of corn, and she stops. Recall that this place is sweltering hot. There's hardly any breeze here, and there's constant mist. The humidity levels here are through the roof. Constant flashes of lightning on a dark sky. But she stops, and you can follow her gaze upward. And as you do so, you see the blinking lights of a spacecraft descending through the atmosphere towards you.
Well,
Gideon. Gideon, South, and Megs. Can you each make an observation check for me, please? No pushing. All right. Despite this little strange confrontation you're all having at the edge of this rope bridge, you three, all of you, kind of look over the shoulder of this soldier, and you too can see the unmistakable blinking lights of a spacecraft approaching. And you can see Chikande is now fallen to his knees, his head's hands clutched around his head, and it looks like he is in agony.
Chikandi, buddy, are those your friends? Are they close?
When you address him, he looks up at you, his eyes wide of absolute terror, hands still clutched around the sides of his head. Death is here to claim us all. And he gets up and he makes a run for the cliff. Do any of you want to stop him?
Problem solved.
I don't have any close combat, so I can't help.
I feel like South would, just because, I mean,
All
somebody
right.
committing suicide would be a fairly stressful moment.
All right, go ahead, make a close combat. See if you can grab him.
Is that my roll? No, that was
That's my roll. You want to push?
I mean, you have 2 successes. Yeah. Yeah, why not? I don't have any stress. Why not?
With the one success, still not enough. You manage to grasp his arm for a brief moment as he runs past you, but that just kind of twirls him around for a second as he loses his footing. And as he stands at the edge of the cliff, still kind of off balance, he looks back at you. Mother, forgive me. And he falls backward.
I think South is just going to kind of sit there silently, just still in awe and processing.
You'll each take 1 stress.
Fair enough.
I tried, guys. I'm sorry. I knew. Trying to avoid it.
The guard. Sorry, go ahead.
Does Max take stress? Because she was kind of voting for that, and she's got the merciless
True.
trait
Yeah,
as well.
merciless. Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. No stress for Megs.
Yeah, and meanwhile, like she's looking at the guards. What's going on with them?
Yeah, this guy on the bridge just watched Chikande fall over. He's looking down this guard is behind you. He says, "What the hell is going on?" And he sees the ship for the first time too. Oh damn! You okay here? I gotta tell the leaders. And the guard on the bridge says, "Fuck, we're dead." And he just kind of is frozen in the middle of the bridge. And this guy says, "I gotta tell him. Sorry, man." And he starts running back towards the roundhouse.
Mags is walking confidently back towards that bridge. Terrorists, you say? She's unfazed by the ship, and she's looking straight down at the guy on the bridge. And she's got her hand on Spade.
He sees three of you approaching. He still has his rifle slung over his back, but he can't fire it while he's standing on this bridge. So he takes some tentative steps backwards, makes his way back towards the middle platform.
And that's the bridge we need to cross to get towards the ship?
There are two bridges. There's this one here, and then there's another one over.
Oh, right.
We gotta help at least get them someplace safe, right? We can't just leave them here.
I think
Mags is heading towards that bridge. She knows she's got to cross that thing. Is he frozen in place on the bridge?
Oh no,
Not
he backed
acting?
up. He backed up, and he's
Alright.
now standing
He's
in the middle.
off the bridge.
Yeah.
Mags is just gonna start going.
And he pulls his rifle down.
Oh, he's getting ready to throw down.
And he's saying, "No, stay right where you are. Stay right where you are."
I think Seth is gonna finally turn back around and see Mags and Gideon trying to cross the bridge, and slowly try to snap back to reality about because I don't think Seth has ever seen anybody kill themselves, or at least not throw themselves off of a cliff. Just kind of look at the guy and go, "Look, we got to get back to the ship. If we don't get back to the ship, we're all dead. We're all on the same side. We got to figure out what that is and why it's coming here."
Your friend back in the ship apparently has some sort of bioweapon he's going to unleash on this colony. No, you'll stay right here until the elders.
What are you talking about? Bioweapon? What?
Don't play stupid with me. I know you all came together.
South will look at Gideon and Mags and go, What the fuck did I go do? What happened to Otmar? Otmar was supposed to watch him, make sure he didn't do anything stupid.
Actually, Otmar, you said you were in the ship.
Yeah, he'd be warming up the engines, which is
Alright.
I think it's a pilot or no,
A heavy
there's a
mechanic
check
role.
for it. Yeah, heavy machinery.
Yep. So you're warming up the engines. You can feel them slowly coming to life. It does take a full turn for the engines to warm up because this is like a fusion engine. It takes a while for it to warm up and come up to speed. And you hear Captain Throop coming in over the intercom, coordinating your efforts with her checks on the systems up in the cockpit. And since it's just the two of you on board the ship right now, saying, Echo's a bit of a loose cannon. I can't afford loose cannons on my ship.
I honestly don't know why we brought him in the first place. Going crazy on that ship. They're after him, seems like. Bringing that goo everywhere. Problems. But we gonna just leave it here and write this off? I don't think we
Can't.
can with another ship coming down.
Oh, you don't know the other ship yet, Otmar.
Oh, he doesn't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, she's saying that I hear you, Otmar, but I can't let that asshole kill everyone on this planet.
Oh, I don't think he's too selfish to do that. He's not gonna do that.
You clearly don't know enough Wayland Yutani. It's in their blood. It's who they are. We need to find a way to get that vial away from him. You are one of my most capable crew members, Otmar. I've seen what you can do.
So what are you asking?
Aiko cannot be allowed to hold everyone on this planet hostage.
All right. You want me to go get the vial?
Once you're done these checks, and you can hear coming in over the radio a little beeping noise. Beep, beep, beep. And it says, oh, we got a company. And they're coming in fast. It looks like a Helaris SEV, but it's not from the Ianla. Don't recognize this one.
Could be the looking for the asylum seeker Cheeky. Children of two divines,
Okay,
whatever they called. Could be
if
them.
if that's true, we have to get that vial from Aiko before they arrive. I don't want him in possession of it when they do.
I understand. Dude, finish his checks.
Oh, gave him your gun, didn't you?
Never been much good with those.
All right, do what you have to. We don't have much time. I think they'll be here in the next 2 turns, which is like 20 minutes.
All right. Set off in search of Aiko after that.
Aiko, what are you up to?
What's this guard's name? I'm gonna ask him. What's your name, kid?
The one that is not unconscious, lying on the ground? His name is Jason.
All right, Jason. You're gonna lead the way, and we're gonna go closer to that ship over there.
You mean the one in the sky?
Yeah, we're gonna walk over to where Captain Lin is.
You see Captain Lin look up at the sky, look back at you, and start making her way to the wicket. She's walking back towards you.
Can really use a bodyguard right now, Miss Lin.
She looks at you and says, honey, you ain't got no body worth saving or protecting. And she just walks right past you.
You see what I'm dealing here with Jason?
He just
This is
shrugs.
the price of trying to save everybody.
And you're the one with the gun. You're the one with that. stuff that's going to kill everybody. What are you going to do, man? Kill us
Aiko's
all?
gonna kneel down and say, "Do you not understand what's about to rain down on you? You've got real terrorists coming in. Looks like that's one of them. And on top of it, there's another ship coming that's going to nuke the planet. Now, I had to go to some extreme lengths to get our ship back in case we need to peace out of here. But it sounds like my crew, for whatever reason, wants to save your sorry little asses. And if you want to stop being an idiot and you want to save your people, we need to figure out who the hell they are, and we need to get everybody rallied because there's about to be a fight."
And you're the one with the gun right now.
Aiko's just going to give him the gun back.
He takes it. Can you make a manipulation roll for me, please? In the meantime, Otmar, you hear like a little buzzer that signaling Captain Lin wants to board the ship. All right, he says, he takes the gun and says, "Fuck you." And he starts running away.
Aiko needs a minute to think.
Hey, Throop, it's Lynn. Does he know who it is? Can he see, or is it just he hears a buzzer?
There'd be a monitor. You can see
All
who's.
Looks like she's armed. Do you want me to let her aboard?
Yeah.
All right, he pushes a button.
Right. She gets on board, and she walks straight to where you're working on the engines to get them warmed up. As we're in trouble.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking we need to get off this this rock.
What's it look like I'm doing?
Yeah, I think you have a choice to make here. We can either take off now as soon as these engines are warmed up and leave, or stay here and die with everyone else.
Yeah, I'm not liking either of those, but we're going to take off real soon. I just got to go get, some things, and we'll be out of here. In fact, I just finished my check, so you just sit tight. And Otmar would head for the exit.
She says, "Hey, tough guy." And she unslings the rifle and passes it to you.
I appreciate that. I'll be back soon.
And she heads to the mess hall for a drink. Amar, you are, whoops. Do you lower yourself onto the platform and deboard the ship? Aiko, where are you at this point?
So Aiko's still squatted in the position when he was kneeling down to talk to the guard who just kind of ran away, and he's just kind of stuck in thought because like literally nothing is going the way he wanted it to. So he's kind of just thinking.
So Otmar will walk up to him and say, "I'll tell you what, Aiko, I'll make you a deal. I will be your bodyguard if you give me the vial."
I want you to know what you're asking for.
Tell me.
So just as a little meta, I guess how much do these guys actually know that this transforms people into beasts? Because like I don't think Aiko's ever like explained that, and I don't know if they've ever seen the link, right? So they don't actually know how this works yet, do they?
We saw Alex, right? Was that his name?
Mm-hmm.
And we know that it came out of something related to Alex. So he would have an inkling of the potential. He's also seen a lot of those, critters crawling on stone faces and stuff like that too. So he'd have some memories of that.
This has the potential to be mankind's greatest ally or our destruction. And right now, this is all we've got. I've been running some tests on it when I was on the Yolanda, which I'm trying to get that data back. But what I can tell you is this is potent. We're talking cures to every disease, fix every problem, but there's a few hangups. And right now, the way this thing acts, if this gets on anybody, this whole planet is done for. Now, I've been trying to figure out how to safely get this thing back onto the Yolanda and take control. But as of right now, as Mags would say, I don't have the cards. But if we can get these people rallied and we can take over these fanatics, they got some nice ships. We can use them. We can take back the Yolanda. But we need people to listen. And I use this to get people to listen. Now.
Oh, you can still use it. I'll just be in my pocket instead of yours.
I want you to understand what this is. Did you guys have television back on your planet? Do you know what that is?
You mean like a vid screen?
Yeah. Did you ever see something called The Lord of the Rings?
You know, there was some old scratch silver discs. The one we have was called The Matrix, I think.
Neo. I can't think of a good analogy with that one. Forget it. Okay. Here's the deal. I have no problem giving this to you as long as you genuinely understand what you're about to take into your hands. I knew the price when I picked it up. I don't know that you do. You're about to hold everyone's life in your hand. Are you ready for that responsibility?
You know, I think I am.
Ico wants to make an observation and see if is this guy nervous even a little bit?
Okay. With the one success, what do you think he sees, Otmar?
I mean, Otmar's steely-eyed. He's just warmed up the engines, right? He's been trying to figure out what they're going to do and how they're going to get to safety and how they're going to not lose their ship. They're all separated everywhere. And now it's plain that there's this risky substance that they brought here. And it's endangering the whole planet and beyond with that other ship there. So he super is attuned to, like, his whole what was it? His personal agenda at the start was keep the colony going, avoid a mass casualty event. Right? And so with where he's at now, he's just like death just follows him everywhere and he tries to escape it. So he's still fighting, but like if there's anything that Ico detects, it might be like a hopelessness to it, but there's also a will to keep going too.
Ico's going to very slowly bend his hand with the vial.
Otmar would take it and secure it in the storage in the compression suit. There's like a hard pocket.
Just so you know, you have T-minus 7 minutes before ship arrives. I'm going to switch back over to the bridge here. We have Megs, Gideon, and South. Very nervous looking guard in front of you.
Mag's gonna yell out, "Put that down or I raise the stakes. We're not your enemy."
I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't let you past. It's Not until I hear from the elders.
So be it. Raising the stakes. She'll look back to Gideon and South and say, "Hit the felt now. Find cover." And she's gonna draw. And
I think as Max does that, South will go, wait. The elders are sending us to help y'all.
I need to hear it from them. This is
They're sending 5 of you with us to go to the air purifiers or the what was it? The atmosphere
atmospheric processor.
processor to get those running to help y'all.
No,
You
no,
have to
no,
let us get back to the ship so we can leave.
no. If what you're saying is true, that's all well and good. I just need to hear from them.
Yeah.
Thanks.
South sees out the corner of his eye Mags ready in the firearm and dives, I guess, to that little building that is beside South.
Right. We are in combat. If you want to make your way over to the combat tab.
Sorry,
ahead.
Max. I think you're going to be the only one.
Yeah, you're on your own for
Not do any good. I'm unarmed, so I mean, I guess I could throw rocks across the bridge.
I literally have a 0 in both close and ranged combat. I can't help.
Right. Just click on the cards there, and that should draw your initiative.
Wow, and I got initiative 3 too. And I'm
click
unarmed.
on the cards.
Yeah. So in the combat encounters tab, the cross swords.
Oh,
you should
yeah.
see.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Oh no.
Wow, unarmed, and I have rank 5 in ranged combat.
All right. So out of the corner of your eye, you see Megs raising spade.
I mean, we're on a mountain. Could I find a big rock or a sharp object or something to? I mean, because I'm the first of the initiative, I don't want to waste it.
You all see the initiative tracker here. The guard is going to fire first for Megs. If you want, there are plenty of rocks lying around here. Feel free to pick one up and hurl it at
I
whoever
just
you want.
try to knock the weapon out of his hand or him out, one or the other. I guess it doesn't really matter at this point. Things have escalated quite quickly.
30 meters. That's a 90-foot throw.
Oh,
That's
well, I'm not, in fact, Tom Brady. So, I mean, I'm at a loss. I don't know. I mean, I can't. It's can't run across the bridge. I can't hit him with anything. Is there any way I could try to de-escalate the situation? I mean, because I'm sure they have like comms, right? They would be able to communicate amongst each other.
there's
Colony?
a community that has been isolated for 75 years. A lot of their tech is gone. They're living in shacks for the most part.
This is the first time I've ever been like truly stumped with what to do.
All right.
I
I'm
don't
going to
know.
say
I'll
South
pass.
is frozen, is in indecision.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe Gideon can come up with something better to get across
Gideon.
this bridge.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, but it's very misplaced.
I guess
I want to try and at least try and de-escalate the situation. I still run away if I try and talk to him.
Well, tell me what you want to do.
I just kind of want to like yell across and try and just at least get the idea to him that we got bigger fish to fry with the crazy cult people coming. And then if that doesn't work, I think he's just gonna duck for cover.
All right. Go ahead and make a manipulation check.
Oh,
You're
God.
going to need 3 successes to convince this individual at this point. Can't push and begin to tremble, but you do dive for cover. I'm going to move you a little out here. Mix with your gun. He's going to fire on you.
Sorry, Max. I don't know what else to do. I have a 2 in empathy. So
So he hits with 2. He's going to do 3 points of damage to you, Megs. As you all hear the sound of semi-automatic fire. Meg's still up.
Mags is up.
Right.
Took a bullet to the leg. Feeling it pretty bad. Her turn.
It is your turn.
Mags is going to use a fast action to find cover.
Yep.
Does that include movement to get to cover, or is that just identifying cover?
You can moving behind cover. Yep, you do get to cover.
Okay. So as she's doing that, she is going to take aim and fire using her slow action to actually attack with spade.
Oh my god, that's a lot of dice. All right, with 2 successes, you do 3 points of damage. Or I'm assuming that's what you want to do with the extra success.
Yeah, I think so. As she sort of dives behind cover, she's going to turn around to south, noting he's sort of frozen, and she's going to say something like, "Now ain't the time. Don't fold on us with right now when the chips are down. Wake up."
Right.
Oh yeah, Mags would have had armor too, or no?
Thanks, have armor.
I don't think so. Never mind.
All right. So yeah, he has a little bit of like protective thick coveralls. Apparently, they give him 3 points of armor. So he only takes the 2 points of damage. It is now next round. So
what would it be, since Mags is hurt, to get Mags to maybe throw me the gun? Would that be a minor action, or would that count as my major action?
to have Megs voluntarily throw you the gun.
Yeah.
Megs would still need to have a fast action to do that. Actually, this is the second round. So, Megs, you would have your fast action if you want to spend it. Give South the gun.
But would Mags be able to move though? Because she would still have a minor action, right?
You still have her slow action, yeah.
So she'd still be able to get together. Okay, so South is going to
No.
kind of look at Mags after being riddled, or not riddled, but shot twice.
So,
Mags, oh, good.
one point of clarification here. Like, giving you the gun is fast action. Receiving the gun is a fast action. So if you have the gun, you can still have your slow action to fire. But if you give the gun, you won't have any actions left to give the gun back to Megs.
I don't think because Mags is, she took 3 points of damage, right, with no armor. I think I may have some armor. I can potentially bullet sponge just a little bit.
You can take it off my corpse when it kills me.
Max, God damn it! Now's not the time. Look, I'll give it back. Just get out of there. You're gonna be a corpse sooner than you think you are. You know, give me the gun now.
Mag's feeling pretty comfortable behind her cover here. It's just a flesh wound.
2 flesh wounds, Max, or 3 flesh wounds.
Mags will, in response to that, if she can, I guess, we're out of initiative, but if there is a request to do something, she would make it, I mean, he's far enough away. She'd make it look like she's throwing a weapon. But instead, she's just throwing whatever debris she manages to grab around her, if that's acceptable. Up to you, DM.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, and you're gonna have to make a skill check here to see if you can trick him. And you'll be using your fast action to do this. Let's say it's a survival check.
Her strong suit.
All right, so you managed to pick up some dirt and make it look like you're throwing something to South. And you can see the guard's attention shift from you to South.
So that was his minor action, right? And again, yeah, like he said, I know we're all out of initiative order, but
Yep.
Is there any way for me, even though I don't have a gun, to like Overwatch, so when he goes to maybe fire on Mags, I can maybe divert his attention or maybe make it harder for him to take aim at Mags, or maybe throw some dirt back at him, even though he's 90 foot away.
You want to pick up like a rock and make it look like a gun or something?
Yeah, yeah. Like maybe there's like a branch or something that's been, carved out to look like one of those little wooden handguns or something.
Okay, I'm gonna have you make a survival check too. It's gonna be contested against his wits, against his observation. If he notices the ruse, no, he thinks you now have the gun, South.
All right, and then that'll be my
All right,
actions until
get in.
Max's next turn.
I literally only have 3 points of health. I don't know if there's anything I can do.
Gonna keep hiding.
I
Yeah.
guess. I don't think there's anything I can do.
All right, South. Gonna fire on you now. Oh my gosh. All misses. And it comes to you, Megs.
What sort of cover did Mags find? And is
Uh,
she behind?
Find. There we go. Find the cover rules here.
Page 96.
Thank you.
So I can also.
So this will be similar to an inner bulkhead. So it'll be like a 5.
Yeah, so Mags will sort of pop around it and take a shot.
Okay. Armor saves his ass or not. This is up by 1. So he still takes. Are you going to pump that all into damage?
Yeah, all of it. How good of a shot is this?
That's 5 points of damage. 2,
Still up?
3, 4. Sorry, 4 points of damage. Minus 1 is 3. So describe to me how you dispatch this guard.
Well, the guard was distracted, clearly looking to south, thinking that south was the threat. She took advantage of the moment and took a really long aim, fired, and bullet went straight through the chest, through the heart. Boom. Out.
Eddie Club.
Mags will start ripping off one of her sleeves, and she's trying to sort of tourniquet her own leg here, or at least compress it to stop the bleeding. And she's like, Gideon, I saw you had some skills. I think. Can you help me out?
I think Gideon takes a second and is just like, what? Oh, yeah, right. Okay, I can help.
Do medical aid. 1 success. Let me double check something here. Slow action. Get that back of me. Yeah, I don't think medical aid only works if you are actually broken, if you're down. Otherwise, doesn't
And there's no
much.
actually critical injury here, so
No.
right. So Mags is just RP, just sort of Gideon bandaging up Mags a bit, and then quick, we've got to get there. Let's go. No time to waste. Can they tell that the ship is firing up?
You hear the distant sound of that thrumming sound of the engines warming up. You're quite familiar with that sound.
I think South will walk up to Mags, kind of throw one of her arms around him, tell Gideon, get the other side, and try to escort Mags across. See, you just moved that token, Andrew.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about
Now
to
I'm doubting
say.
going across the bridge because we cannot get a firefight while we're in the middle of this bridge.
Well, I'm going to switch back to the wicked here. Otmar, Eichel, both of you hear the distinctive sounds of semi-automatic fire, and Otmar, you clearly recognize the sharp crack of spade firing.
All right, Otmar would hustle but slow down and keep it quiet as he got toward the bridge.
All right, so you guys are moving. Eiko, you going too?
I'm going with the bodyguard.
Try and keep up, Eiko. Watch
right,
out
so-
for the animal pens.
Just don't drop. a prize.
Aiko, I'm going to
Talking
move
about
you
it.
up here too. I'm going to put you all in combat again because this Waylander guard just saw his buddy get dropped. All right, go ahead, quick, get yourselves to the combat tab. Draw your cards. All right. So, those of you who are here, Megs, you're being given first aid by Gideon, just with a very rudimentary tourniquet. It's just to stop the staunch blood. South, you're starting to take the first step onto this rope bridge. Otmar, you are here. Aiko's there. So this guard doesn't really have a line of sight to South, but he sees you, Otmar, running after him. He's going to turn around and fire on you.
So if Otmar's been seen, he's going to be moving fast. How far across the bridge could he conceivably get?
You're far. If you, and this is the bridge, which is going to take a mobility check to cross. I'll say this: if you use both your fast and your slow action, you will be almost across the bridge. You will still be on the bridge at the beginning of next round. You won't quite
That's what
reach
he's
it.
going to do.
All right. I need you to make a mobility check.
Got it. I'm going to... Oh, I can't push it.
All right. Otmar, as you run as fast as you can across this swaying bridge, it's not used to this level of activity on it. It's used to be like you should be walking very carefully across this thing. It's swinging several hundred meters of forest floor beneath you. And it starts swaying almost uncontrollably. For a moment, you lose your footing. You slip a bit, and for a moment, you think you're going to fall, but you're only going to take a point of stress where you catch yourself.
That's his turn.
Gideon.
I think Gideon's gonna make sure Max is okay, and then once he does that, he's gonna be like, "Okay, y'all go to the ship. Someone's got to go and get Andrea and Mitch," and he's gonna start running over, trying to at least grab them and pull them out as well.
All right. You're going to run back to them. So you're going to be about here in this zone. You move both your fast and slow action.
Mhm.
All right. Aiko.
His goal is basically to stay behind Otmar. So he's going to just try to follow behind and, provide comms and strategy from
Okay,
behind.
so you are on the rope. You're going to follow him on the rope bridge
Yeah,
under fire. All right.
yeah.
Aiko's
I mean,
braver than I thought he
I'm
would.
ducking behind him, so it's not quite under fire.
Okay. I'm going to need you to make a mobility check as well.
Why you gotta get me at my weakest?
All right. You two are also going to take a stress point.
Do you want me to add it, or
Yeah. Can you add it yourself
Yeah.
to your sheet? Thank you.
I just didn't want to get too?
South.
How far am I from the dead body? Because he had an assault rifle, right?
Yeah. So you have a choice. If you want to be careful and take your time across this bridge, you don't have to make a mobility check, and you'll be able to get to the dead body. But that's it.
Okay.
If you want to do anything more than that, you're going to have to move quickly across this bridge, and you'll need to make a mobility check.
I think South at this point would be kind of in a panic. I mean, he just saw Mags get shot. This guy's firing, which would South be able to see Otmar on the other bridge?
From your angle, yeah, it looks like you do have a line of sight. You see Otmar running across.
Okay, so I know that he's opening fire at Otmar and not wanting anybody else on the crew to get injured. He's gonna just go full sprint and try to get across the bridge.
That mobility check. Wow, you're good at this.
Nice. All right.
Not a problem. You stand over the dead body here with the gun at your feet.
And he's gonna immediately, as he's running, he's not even gonna slow down. He's just gonna snatch it, throw it over his shoulder, and then take aim at the Wayland guard.
You can stand. You get there, but between the mobility check and picking up the gun, that'll be your turn. But you're in position for next round.
Okay.
Megs.
Well,
Sorry.
with as good as the mobility roll is, can I use one of those successes to maybe not alert the guard so he doesn't turn around and immediately, or no?
Yeah, you sure can. You can apply one of those
Stealthily pick it up.
Yep. So he doesn't know you are there. And even with a third one, I'll allow you to get an extra D6 on your next action.
Okay. All right. Perfect.
All right. Megs.
Mag's gonna head over the bridge as well. She got spade drawn. Not feeling swell, but she's gonna hustle.
That mobility.
Mag's mobility check.
So you can use that extra success to be stealthy or apply it to your next roll.
And that was a slow action to do that movement.
It would be both your fast and slow. It would be your entire move to get across that bridge quickly because you're pretty far back. You're traveling.
Got it.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah, she'll try to do it stealthily.
Yeah. Not top of the next round. The guard, in a bit of a panic, is going to open fire on you again, Otmar.
Oof.
All right, so that's going to be a lot of successes. Do you have any armor?
He does have 2 armor, and I can make that armor roll. That's the compression suit that has the vial in pocket. Not forget. Do I click on the item to roll the armor? Is that how to do it?
Yeah.
Right.
All right, it just slices through the armor. You're going to take a total of 4 points of damage. I think you have tough though, right?
Yeah, he's got resilient. So roll for strength. Anytime you suffer damage, and for every success you can reduce damage by that amount. I should not roll stress dice, right?
Correct.
Go.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
You take 1, 2, 3, 4. You take 1 point of damage.
I don't know what you got, and he hasn't slowed down.
All right. I'm going to say, roll a d6 for me, please, Otmar. On a 1, it hits the pocket with the vial. Safe. That brings us to you.
So he's going to go full speed into him.
Okay.
And he's going to subdue him with close combat.
All right, go for it.
Or try to, anyways.
He still has his fast action, so he can counter it. You're rolling well. Oh my gosh. 4 to his 3. So you have the 1 extra success. So you'll use that success to grapple him.
Yeah, he's going to grapple him.
All right, he is now grappled.
And he's being real aggressive with him. He's going to take him over to the edge as he's watching the progress of Mags and the others, and looking for anyone else who might be coming.
All right. Gideon, you are at the door to your residence now, your quarters. You can see from here at the roundhouse the guard, and you see the elders emerging from the roundhouse as alarms start to sound throughout this encampment.
Gonna grab Andrea and be like, "We gotta go. Grab Mitch and let's go." And just kind of as he's pulling them out, can he try and shout to anyone around to tell them to like to find cover, find a place to hide?
Okay. You and Andrea drag Mitch out and start running back. Actually, you guys are just about here. Aiko. You cross the bridge now. You're right behind Otmar.
So, how close are we to this guard?
Otmar has him grappled. He is very close to him.
Can I go like help with the grapple?
Sure, if you want to do a close combat.
Step back. I don't want to knock you over the edge, Aiko. And he's holding the guy out over the edge a little bit, trying to spook him.
So there's no other threat then, I guess, eh?
Apparently not. Not yet, anyway.
Get the fuck out of here. How about that? Isn't that the plan? Are you going to talk to somebody? Go talk to him.
Oh,
Things are going down fast. You got to make fast decision now.
All right, fine. I'll go alone. Fine. I'll just like.
I'll walk with you. Come on, we're going. And he's gonna bring the guy with him.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, Aiko's gonna walk over to like Mags and South and just kind of give them a very quick summary of what just happened, and tell them we got to prep for war, and we got a GTFO.
All right. So you moved a little past them and to talk to your friends, South?
Called us.
He did call us friends. I don't have I guess it was a pulse rifle.
Oh yeah, I'll put that in your inventory.
But South will kind of see Aiko and Otmar using this guy as a meat shield. Go, what the fuck do we do? Mags is she's good, but she's shot to shit. We need to get out of here now. Gideon and I at this point I don't think South realized that Gideon didn't cross the bridge with everything that was going on. And kind of looks back as he's talking about Mags and goes, "Where the fuck is Gideon? Mags, where's Gideon?"
Y'all with the drama. Engines are warming up. We gotta go.
Aiko's gonna actually get immediately frustrated that Gideon is not around and just like immediately start walking towards the Naboo.
I'm going to end combat here since you guys have eliminated the threat. But before I do that, Megs, is there something you'd like to do right at this time?
I mean, being asked these questions, Mags is like, didn't realize I was on duty. Not my responsibility. Gideon.
I thought she was patching you up. I thought she was right behind you. Or he was right behind you.
He went that way.
God damn it, kid. And he'll kind of glance at Otmar and Aiko. Going in?
Time. Aiko's got a plan. He's gonna charm the locals, I think. That right, Aiko?
That was the plan. as he looks
Wait,
at the
wait,
guy hangling over the edge of the cliff.
No, we're walking with you now, wherever you're
Oh.
going.
wait a minute. What about the vial? Did you guys find the vial?
By the
Otmar
way,
doesn't say anything.
Otmar, do you want to disarm this guy because he still has the rifle?
Yeah, no, he would. He would disarm me. The rifle would be on the ground.
Yeah.
South could pick it up.
Yeah, I'll pick up two. I'll sling both of them over my shoulder. That way I can give one to Gideon whenever we find him. Or unless Mags wants it to take with her back to the ship, just in case anything else happens. I know Mags isn't in the best of shape.
Yeah, Max.
Got what I need.
All right. The
I'll
South
take
is
both of them
carrying
then.
the extra.
Yeah.
You have 2 guns on you then. Right. Are you all waiting on the center aisle for Gideon and Andrea and Mitch?
Well, as of right now, are all the locals kind of hostile towards it, or has it just been a few of these renegade guards?
You hear what sound like cowbells going off. That is apparently what they use for an alarm system here.
Well, that might not be for us too. That might be for the ship that's coming.
And you see people. There are people who live here, but they see that you are all armed and holding a dead guard here and holding another one hostage. So they're keeping their distance. And in the meantime, you guys can clearly see approaching you this ship. Much bigger than that.
What was Gideon? Is Gideon in a suit or no?
No, I'm not.
I was gonna say maybe Otmar could radio to Gideon.
I think Otmar's the only one with the suit.
Yep.
Fortunately. It's a nice ship.
Oh,
You see this
I
ship
don't see it.
hovering over you,
Um,
coming in for a landing.
5.
oh, there it is. Yeah, I see it now. I missed
How
it.
long does it look like we've got?
It is coming in for a landing. If you run from where you are now, you'll just make it to the ship. Gideon, Andrea, Mitch will not.
Only a few minutes till the whole damn deck goes up in flames. Gideon's off chasing a wild card. It's a long shot. What do we do?
Can't. Just a quick question too. Did Gideon have a turn to go before you ended combat?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's
That is a nice ship, Echo. You really think you can make a deal?
well,
We're gonna have
he
our
points to
chance.
he
No
points to
chance
the dead
better than
guy.
right now.
whoa. Make a deal. What, Aiko? What are you?
Well, that was before we, murdered the locals here. You've
Murdered
taken
the
away
local.
my leverage.
He come over here and called us terrorists. What did you do on the ship?
All right. As
That's
the
not-
4 of you are debating what's going on, this ship is lowering and landing. Gideon, Andrea, and Mitch are now crossing the bridge to meet. So you're all
Hey,
standing.
where's Cheeky, by the way?
Long story, he
Hey,
tried to fly.
Cheeky!
He he killed himself. He threw himself off of the cliff.
He wasn't even on a performance improvement plan. My God.
No. He when he saw the ship, he freaked out. He said they're here to kill us all. I tried to stop him. I couldn't grab a good enough hold of his arm. fell off the side. He did have a, which speaking of, I know you're keen to your secrets. Did you know he had a chip of some kind implanted into the back of his head? Your eyebrow raised in a very suspicious way. Are you sure you didn't know he had a chip implanted in the back of his skull?
If we get a chance to pick up his body, I'd love to take.
His
When you say that, you hear the sounds of creatures, things from far below you, where Chikonde fell to his death. It almost sounds like screech monkeys, something very primal.
What the fuck is that?
Can we
Can I
discuss
look
this
and
later
see?
and go, please? I really, really, really don't want to be here
Yeah.
when these cultists come out.
Well, Gideon, we wouldn't be here if you hadn't run off. What
Oh, so
the
actually,
hell?
before even Aiko does that, he's gonna run over and he's actually gonna call for Yam. Get over here, wherever she is. Get over here!
Did you just call her Yin Yang?
I can't see your name. Yan Yam. Covered up.
Ying. Captain Lin Chu Ying.
Captain Lin.
No. The
Electo?
Oh, Yamada?
no. If you move, yeah, Yan
Oh,
Yam.
Yin Yang.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yin Yang.
okay. I see it now. Yeah.
Yan Yam.
I didn't know who you were talking about. I'm sorry.
All right. So, yeah, you see the elders on the other side of the bridge with a large crowd of people behind them and the one guard standing there. They all see the dead body of their former friend lying there with a big gaping chest wound.
Look, we don't have time to talk about this. Let's deal with that first. Aiko's gonna point to the big ass ship.
You can hear Zuma just, I should have known better. Should never have trusted them. Death have they brought us all. And as this ship has now landed, you can hear the engines they're still on, but you can hear them venting as they try to cool off in this crazy humidity, and a ramp click and hiss with the pneumatics engaging as it slowly lowers.
Can Aiko make like a desperate command to like everybody with an earshot?
What is that command?
He just wants everybody with a weapon to get in front of that ship immediately.
Well, you cannot command your fellow
Yeah,
PCs,
yeah.
but I think they're the only ones with a weapon aside from this dude
Well,
here.
what about Leonard? Was it Leonard or who was the one who had all those guards that had raided the ship?
Yeah, you killed one of them, disarmed put one to sleep. One of them is being held hostage by Otmar, and the other one's over here. There were only 4 of them.
Otmar would be headed back to the animal pens.
Aiko is
You-
basically going to stick to him like glue because he's also got the package. So Aiko is sticking with Otmar.
And are you
As Omar
forcing the
goes to
guard?
head across the bridge, so I was going to look at Omar and go, why don't you let them come to us? At least here, if all else fails, we can cut the bridge.
Hmm.
Yeah, but the ship's what I care about.
Ship can land anywhere. Ship can land fucking
I don't
town
know if
hall
the
for all I
ship
care
can
at this
take off
point.
with just Throop and Lynn on it.
Oh shit! Aiko just
Do we,
realized they
do,
might
do we,
have
you didn't watch Star Wars? Everybody knows what happens when you give up the high ground.
He would. Could he radio back with the soup?
Yeah,
The
he can.
Throop.
Yep.
Throop. What are you thinking? We're on the other side of a bridge.
Caught in your-
Oh, I think we're all into this one.
I received a signal from them. They threatened me not to leave, otherwise they will open fire. And you guys can all clearly see the hard points on this vessel that has railguns.
Yeah, our idea is to try to take that ship somehow.
You see a huge smile on Aiko's face, like Chris' face.
You got an idea how we might be able to do that? If not, just sit tight and pray for us.
Fucked. She cuts off comms.
All right, so Otmar will stay and hold the defensive position and fortify, invite other people to find cover.
All right. What are you guys doing? Where are you guys going? Position, if you could position yourself on this middle island as to roughly where you are or where you'd like to be.
You would release the
That'd be
hostage
helpful.
too and say, go tell the elders. You watch, you see what's coming, and then you go tell them. I'll let you do that.
You want him to stay to witness. Okay. So the rest of you are kind of staying back like this. Because I will be considering how far you are from one if shit hits the fan.
I think South is going to try to get the edge of this building here, maybe get a little cover on it.
I think
Aiko's gonna whisper to South. As someone whose whole life has been a disaster, what would you do in this situation like?
Well, Ico, my whole life has been a disaster since I've met you, and all I've tried to do is take problems as they come and fight through it.
Ouch.
Yeah, I'm gonna need something more specific.
Stand our ground, wait for them to come. If we can coax them on the bridge and shit goes south, we cut the ropes of the bridge. We cut the ropes of the bridge.
Did you just use your own name in your plan?
Yes, I'm very stressed, Ico. We're about to die. And he'll rack I guess you can't really rack a pulse rifle. He'll look at the ammo counter, make sure everything's loaded, tap the magazine, make sure it's in.
Aiko's gonna turn to
Take aim at the
Yen,
bridge.
and he's gonna give her his signature item, which is the letter of corporate authorization, and he's telling her, "I am giving her a battlefield promotion to a directorate. She's been so helpful, and I want her to know that."
Mags might pipe in. We're taking a suicide bet here against house odds. I say we run into the woods. There is no way. Let's escape. Cash out. You don't go all in on zero. That's where we are. Take our chances with the savages out in the wilds.
Can't go in the woods. None of us have. We don't have any compression suits.
Aiko immediately grabs Yen and starts shaking her, yelling, "What brings those feral freaks out?"
Well, every once in a while, when somebody has committed a heinous crime, we throw them over the cliff and they come to feed on them.
Aiko's gonna get. Can we? Is there a way we could use the dead body that we've got as bait
Or
to get the ferals to run over to the animal pens area?
they're like 200 meters below you in the jungle.
Yeah, that's where. What'd you call him? Cheeks. That's
Chikandi.
where he went. Chikandi.
Yeah.
That's where he's at.
Cheeks. That's a better name. Where'd you go,
Yeah.
Cheeks?
You see Vidan walk past this fallen citizen and with a look of shock on his face, and He approaches you. And says, what have you done? We opened our homes and to you. What have you brought upon us?
I don't think it's what we brought. I think it's what Chikandi brought. He had a thing in his neck. I think it was a tracker of some kind. I'm not
He did
100%
not do
sure.
that, as he points to the dead body by the bridge.
That may have been us, but to be fair, me, Mags, and Gideon weren't associated with that.
And what of this?
Iko did something. He called us a terrorist. He drew on us. We had to defend ourselves.
Where is this bioweapon?
And his eyes will kind of dart to Iko and Otmar.
What bioweapon?
Have brought into the heart of our community apparently a weapon so vile that the mere exposure to it will kill. From what
Aiko's gonna open his hands. What? Check me. I got nothing.
He looks at you, he looks at the ship that's just landed and says, "That is not from your ship then."
No, these, we think they're here for Chikandi. Yeah, so predates us by a little bit, but
We tried to save you.
Where is Chikande?
oh, he threw himself off the side. Oh no, he doesn't know that. So here, look at Iko. Uh-huh.
Chiki is dead.
Did you kill him too?
Who do you think I am? I came here to save you. And by the
You
looks
have-
of it, I think we're out of time.
You have a funny way of showing it.
Well,
Please, whoever these people are, let me talk to them. This is my community. They're my people.
Go right on ahead. Here, I'll help you onto the bridge.
Just be warned. The ship coming into orbit. Chikandi started freaking out, and he killed himself shortly after the ship showed up. So just be careful.
And on it. At this point, I think if they wanted to kill us all, they very easily could have. See the armaments on their weapon. I feel that they're here to talk.
oh. Shit. Aiko's gonna whisper to Otmar and South. We might need to get Chiki's body sooner rather than later. That's what they might be after.
It's 200 feet down.
That's
Better start climbing.
We have a rope.
I mean, I could
Not that much.
I could help you down if you'd like, but I don't think you're going to survive the fall if I let you down.
So Aiko's gonna ask like Yen or whoever, like, do you have a very long rope? We need to get that body.
No,
I want to know what's on that ship.
No, the only way down is through the tunnels. As she kind of points to here.
Tunnels. Tunnels it is.
There's tunnels.
Mag's gonna whisper to Otmar. Damned idealists. Gonna get us all boxed in if we're not sharp. We're gonna lose this window, Otmar.
We're at fucked right now. What kind of window you think we got?
Almost game over. Let's go.
Oh,
He'll speak up.
What about Thorpe? What about the ship?
Do these tunnels lead to another above ground area?
The tunnels lead down from these mesas to the jungle floor. And that's why we have the gates over here to protect us from the pharaohs that sometimes venture up those tunnels. And you can see over here, there's kind of like a palisade here made from tree trunks.
All I know is standing here is how you draw the bitch. It's not how you win the pot. What are we doing?
The elder going to greet them, are they waiting here or are they proceeding across the bridge?
He's proceeding across the bridge.
I mean, we can follow him and listen, or we can hang back and watch, or we can try to get out of here, but we ain't got everybody.
Well, we might be able to use them as a distraction and run to our ship.
It's going to be hard to be inconspicuous. Running right under their nose.
We
Like a
can't.
plateau, right? Like the ship is almost edge to edge. There would be room to run past, like maybe the forward landing gear or something.
Yeah, you could.
Is there any cover, any way to hide? Any thicket
There
of
is this
trees?
fence. There's this fence that would provide like 2 points of armor kind of cover.
So we
to
could do
run
the exterior of the fence. We could run around this perimeter. I see. Okay.
But how do we take off? They threaten the ship. As soon as we take off, they'll shoot us out of the sky.
Yeah,
They'll
that ship's,
try to shoot us.
that ship's
But we've
real
got-
nice.
He's gonna shake Gideon. An ace pilot.
You see, with the hatch fully open now, individuals start to emerge.
I say let's see what happens. I mean, we can stay on this side. If we get a bad feeling, they're still gonna have to cross this bridge. We can still cut this bridge and make it to the tunnels by time.
We can't lose the tin can.
I mean, no, tin can's no good if we're all dead.
You see 8
You fly our
robed
corpses.
figures. See 8 robed figures descend from the ship. They're all wearing white. They have black painted bands across their eyes, and they're all shaved bald. They walk down slowly, almost as if in ceremony, down this ramp, and part and form like an open V. Individual. Behind her.
I think Gideon's fully having a panic attack at this point.
And that's where we'll.
Amazing.
Kayla and the children of the 2 divines.
Well, at least we'll get to know if Gideon's sisters made it. Maybe it could be on the ship. Maybe.
All right. Well, thanks, folks, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.